This story is going to be called My Top 10 Favorite Walt Disney World Birthdays. So, of course, when I say my top 10 favorite Walt Disney World birthdays, I mean my own, my friends, maybe even my family. Now, I don't have any specific order. I know I want to do these. So, I'm going to do my absolute best to get all 10 birthday stories that I have ever celebrated at Walt Disney World with my family, whether it was for my own self or for somebody else, into about a 15-minute vlog. Well, not really a vlog, but into a 15-minute recording. So, without further ado, here goes nothing. Number 10. I'm not saying that this would be my least favorite of all my birthday stories. I would never say that there would ever be a least favorite or even a favorite. I just figured I'd kind of number them so you guys could follow along. But number 10 is one year my brother and I went to Star Wars weekends, and my dad or myself made dining reservations for 50's Primetime Cafe. Now, let me tell you guys, 50's Primetime Cafe is an old restaurant found on Echo Lake of Disney's Hollywood Studios. And this restaurant really makes you feel like you're in the 1950s. Excuse me, it is that well done. So my brother and I went in there, and I think this particular year, either I was just with him or my dad was there. But the reason why I wanted to mention this specific story is because there was one particular waiter that stood out to me more than anybody. He went out of his way to really make people feel like they were living in the 1950s. In fact, at one point, he hid, and he got like a long stick with a feather on the end of it, and he started tickling the back of this guy's neck. And honestly, it was because of that incident that I absolutely loved the trip, the whole birthday dinner or lunch, whatever it was, and why I felt like I had to add it onto the story. Well, recording anyhow. Number 9. I'll be jumping around over the years and just thinking about different birthday celebrations that I've enjoyed. A lot of them were my own, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I would say another one that really stood out to me was my 20th birthday. So a lot of you guys probably know all about the Hoop-de-Doo musical review, found over at Fort Wilderness. Now, I don't know if it's still there or not to this day. That would be interesting, because they were talking about getting rid of it at one point. But my parents decided to take me there about 6, almost 7 years ago. So if I'm not mistaken, that would have been back in 2013, the same year I graduated from high school. And, I got all the way out there, and I guess my parents, specifically my dad, paid for the dinner ahead of time. And they put us on the top floor, and I remember at one point I was just so interested in the whole show that the last thing I expected them to do was I guess the staff came out at one point with all the food, and they just slammed it on the table, and I almost jumped out of my chair. I wish, I had a little more warning. I'm glad that I didn't get so scared I actually fell off the balcony, because last thing that Disney wanted to do was deal with a medical emergency during a dinner theater. It would have been pretty bad. It was honestly the most lame show I had ever seen in my life, but the food was so good, and just the whole atmosphere was really, really good. It was definitely something I would do again in a heartbeat. But, I think at the time I didn't appreciate the show as much as I would have now, is the best way to put it. So, it's just one of those things. Number 8. Now, I don't remember if this was a birthday party or not, but many, many, many years ago when I was a kid, we all went to the Contemporary Resort. Now, this restaurant does still exist to this day. And we went to a restaurant called Chef Mickey's. And this is definitely the most all-American buffet you can ever eat at. And of course, it's a kid's paradise, and we were kids at the time. So you can imagine I went overboard eating at this restaurant. Now, this is not the greatest place to ever witness the fireworks, or watch the fireworks, I should say. But if you sit on the left side of Chef Mickey's, you can see the Magic Kingdom fireworks. Now, back in the day, there was no Bay Lake Tower, so it was a little easier to see. As you guys know, the fireworks are shot behind Magic Kingdom, though the way they are shot, it almost looks like the castle shooting them, which is so cool. But that was definitely another one of my favorite birthdays. I wish I remembered whose birthday it was, but it was like one of the few times I did eat at Chef Mickey's, and I have not eaten there since that I can remember. And it's definitely not a cheap meal by any means. And I'm really glad that I had a chance to go. Number 7. So I got about 8 minutes left. So got about 7 more to go. So let's make this happen. For my 21st birthday, I know a whole year later, after I went to the Hoop-de-Doo, my parents decided to do something, extra special for my birthday. They took me to Jico the Cooking Place. This is over at Animal Kingdom Lodge, right next door to Boma. And ironically, I do have a good story to tell you guys involving Boma and a birthday. So, I went to, this really nice African restaurant. And I'm looking at the prices, and I remember at one point I saw like lamb or something, and it was like over $50, and I just wanted to pass out. Back in the day, my dad could easily afford stuff like this, and it wasn't a big deal. And, all I ever thought to myself was, you guys are doing too much. This is too expensive. I feel bad. I'm just that kind of person that whenever people just take me up for my birthday, I always feel like I'm taking advantage, and that was just the one year that I really felt like it was a little over the top. But honestly, it was the most enjoyable meal I have ever had, and it was such a peaceful, quiet atmosphere. It was mind-blowing is the best way to put it. I'm running out of time, so I gotta get 6 more in. Number 6. So, speaking of Animal Kingdom Lodge, I figured I would tell you guys about another birthday that I have celebrated at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I've actually celebrated 2 birthdays at Animal Kingdom Lodge, but the one that stands out to me, and at the same restaurant, by the way, that I'm going to talk to you about, which is Boma. So, Boma, of course, is the African buffet at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. And my parents treated me to this one. And I think we used the coupon to save us a little money. It's a special coupon that cast members could get around the holidays. I think that's they used at Jico as well, but I don't remember offhand. But this was probably one of the more laid back times. And the funny thing is, I think I had work that day, and I brought my work clothes with me, and I changed. It was just so nice, just spending time with my family after work, and just eating a really nice meal, having all the chocolate milk I could have to myself, because I love my chocolate milk, a little too much for a 26-year-old. I know us young men should be drinking beer and wine and all that good stuff, but nope. I like chocolate milk, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And of course, at the time, I was like 22 or something like that, and my parents knew I needed a new laptop for college, so they presented me with my very first Chromebook, and I have been using it to this day. And I'm actually using it right now to record this. Number 5. I think I'm at number 5. So this would be more of my favorite, but as I said, I don't really have a favorite, nor do I have a least favorite, so I'm just kind of going by a number system to help you guys stay on track of where I am. So number 5 is actually even more recent. This is the most recent Disney World birthday I have ever celebrated. This year, my bad, I'm so sorry. This year, back in February, late February, I took TJ, Kay, and Vanita. They're all close friends of mine. But TJ was the one that was celebrating his 26th birthday, so I have been wanting to go to the Crystal Palace for 15 years, as hard to believe as it is. And I finally made it happen this year. I bought pretty much everybody the Crystal Palace for dinner. It was over $200. It was honestly the most expensive meal I have ever purchased. But honestly, it's the one time that I wasn't as interested in the food. Part of it because I was tired, but also I had never been so excited for a character meet and greet in my life as I have been. Like, I don't know what has been going on with me ever since last year, but I've been really interested in the whole character meet and greet thing. I guess because, it's something different. It's something I haven't really done before. So, I'm still young. I can still make that happen and at least add it onto my bucket list of stuff I've done at Disney. My Disney bucket list, anyhow. Number 4. So, I've been mentioning a lot of my birthdays, and then I finally mentioned TJ's birthday, but now we're going to mention Kay's birthday. So, back a few years ago, actually not even Kay's, I should say another TJ birthday. I just remembered. Last year we tried taking Kay to Walt Disney World for her birthday to a restaurant, but it wasn't that great. So we're going to talk about another TJ one. So that wasn't my own fault. But we took TJ to Whispering Canyon Cafe for his birthday. I don't remember which one it was. And it was honestly the most hilarious experience I ever had in my life. I'm so glad I was YouTubing it that day. I wish I had a better camera, of course. It was just so cool. The waitress put me in jail for having my phone at the table. They came and grabbed his cupcake and walked away saying thank you very much after they had just given it to him. They did all that great stuff. It was just downright hilarious. Number 3, I have also eaten at Animal Kingdom Lodge for my birthday as well, and that was back in 2012, and that was literally the very, very first time I had ever eaten at Whispering Canyon Cafe. So it was a really nice experience. We had some friends along, and my dad had just celebrated his 25th year with Disney or something like that, so it was just really nice to just do something as a family and celebrate my birthday. Number 3 for me would be another one that involves celebrating my birthday. So many years ago on my birthday, I don't remember what year it was, we went to Hollywood Studios and I got to watch my very first rain show of Indiana Jones Epic Spectacular, and by far it is the most funniest thing you'll ever see. Number 2, even though this is not slightly close to the person's birthday, I did get to go and watch Happily Ever After from the top of the World Lounge for a former friend's birthday a few years ago. And last but not least, number 1, this was one year I went to Hollywood Studios for my birthday, and I got to eat at Sci-Fi Dining Theater for my very first time with my family. And that's it.